Hi, and welcome to the Learn-Advanced-HTML5 course. I'm your instructor, Josh Werner. In this video, we're going to be going over the course overview of the entire course, start to finish. So, in section 2, we're going to download and install and look at key features of Sublime Text 3. In section 3, we're going to cover Firefox. I'll show you how to download and install it, and we'll look at features that's available as well. In section 4, we're going to download and install MAMP. Section 5, we're going to look at advanced HTML5 tags. I'll show you how to set up project files. We'll go over HTML5 layout tags, HTML5 formatting tags, HTML5 media tags, and then we're going to do a project. In the project, I'm going to go over how to download project files, and I'll show you how to build a 6-page website from scratch. Then in section 7, I'll tell you what's next, and we'll conclude the course. And with that in mind, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Welcome to section 2. In this video, we're going to download and install Sublime Text 3. So go to your Start menu and grab your trusty web browser. In my case, I'm going to use Google Chrome, and I'm going to click on Google Chrome. I'm going to type in google.com. And I'm going to search for download Sublime Text 3. Okay, I'll hit return. Now what I want you to do is I want you to click on download Sublime Text. And for my version of Windows, I'm using a 64-bit system. So I'm going to click on Windows 64-bit, but I want you to select your operating system. So if you're using Linux or you're using Mac, select the appropriate operating system for your situation. Okay, so I'm going to select Windows 64-bit. It's going to start downloading right here. You can see it right there. And it should download pretty quick. It's only 10 megabytes. So I'm going to double click on this. There we go. And Windows is going to pop up a user account control window that says, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Yes, I do. So click yes. And then it's going to pop up the installation wizard. So it's going to ask us where we want to save this. So we're going to save it on the C drive under program files, and the folder Sublime Text 3 is going to be our main folder. So I'm going to hit next. Then it's going to select additional tasks. I don't want to select anything, so I'm going to hit next, and it says ready to install. So let's install it. It's going to run all the programs and everything in the background there, and I'm going to hit finish. And now what I want you to do is hit start, type in Sublime, and there we go. I'm going to select that. And what I want you to do is maximize this window, right click on the icon, click Pin to Taskbar. Okay, now close that window out, and I want you to test one thing. Click on the Sublime Text icon, and now you can see when I click on it, it opens at full screen. Okay, so I'm going to close that out. I'm going to close Chrome. In the next video, we're going to go over the features of Sublime Text 3. I'll see you there. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to go over the features of Sublime Text 3. So let's head down to our taskbar, down here where we pinned Sublime Text 3 to the taskbar. I'm going to click on the icon, and now we have Sublime Text 3 open. So the first thing I want to talk about is just general features of Sublime Text 3. So the first section I'm going to talk about is the File menu. So here you can create a new file. So if I hit that right there, it's going to make a new file, and it's going to say untitled. Okay, so we'll close that out. You can open a file. So if I click that, it's going to send me to wherever I select here, and I can open a file if I have one. Okay, if I go to the open folder, same situation. I can go to the desktop, and if I had anything here, I could select it, and then it would pop up here. Okay, and then you can open recent. So if you had open files before, which I have, you can reopen with encoding, view new view into file, which is not available right now. You can save with encoding, save as, save all, do a new window. Let's try that one. Okay. So that'll pop up a new window. And you can do close window, close file, close all files, and exit. So those are pretty self-explanatory what those do. The edit menu, you can undo or redo an edit that you did. You can undo a selection. You can cut, copy, paste, paste and indent, paste from history. Line, you can adjust the indent, unindent, re-indent, swap line up, swap line down, duplicate line, delete line, and join line. So same with these, you can toggle comment, you can toggle block comment. Text, you can do a lot of interesting things in this part of the edit area. Selection, you got find, so you can do find next, find previous, increment find, replace next, quick find all, quick add next, quick skip next, use selection for find, use selection for replace, find in files, find results. Okay, now view, this is a good one because you can show open files, which I don't have any, but when you add a folder, this is going to be opened up, and this is where your folder would be with all your files in it. Okay, so what I'm going to do for right now is I'm going to hide the sidebar. You can hide the menu. You can enter full screen, so I'm going to do that once. Okay, now if you hit F11, then that's going to bring you back to the regular view. You can enter distraction free mode, which is Shift F11 to get into that and out of it. So I'll just hit that again, just so you can see it. Layouts, you can do single, you can do columns 2, 3, 4, rows 2, 3, and then grid 4. So let's try that one. Oh, that's pretty cool. Where was it at? Right here. Okay, so let's just do single for right now. Yep. So syntax. So let's say that you're writing in HTML. Okay, this would be the syntax for HTML. And what they mean by that is it's going to color code for HTML syntax. Okay, now you can change that when we learn, if you take another one of my courses and you take a CSS course, let's say, or a JavaScript course, then you can change it to that. It's a very handy tool. You can add the ruler, spell check, they have a dictionary, go to. This is just so you can go to different parts. Tools, you can build system, build with, build results. This is more for dynamic coding. Now, install package control. Okay, that should, let's see here. Project, so you can open a project, switch project, quick switch project, open recent, save project as, save workspace as, add folder to project. We're going to be using this in a later video. Preferences, browse packages, settings, syntax specific, distraction free, key bindings. You can change the color scheme. So let's look at that. So you got breakers. Let me go back and see here. Yeah, I'm going to keep it on this one right here. But you can change it to whatever color theme you want, or scheme, I should say. They got themes. I'm going to keep it as is. You can change the fonts, package settings, package control, and then help. And you can, so that's basically the menu. So I'm going to select the default one there. Now, there's a couple things I want to just show you real quick, and then we're going to head on to the next section. When you type out some text, I'm just going to write some text, okay? And I'm going to do the same thing down here, and right here too. Now the reason why I'm showing you this is I want to show you a quick shortcut. So if you watch the bottom part of my screen here, it's going to show you all the shortcuts that I do. So if I don't announce it, look for the words down here, okay? So I'm going to hit Control, and I'm going to click It's already there. I'm going to click here and I'm going to click here. And so what this tool does is this gives you the ability to select multiple lines of text. So if you had to edit the same tag 4 times, or the same CSS property 4 times, or you had to edit something 4 times, you can hold Control and click with your mouse to those 4 areas, or in this case 3 areas, and you can add, or I can delete. And you can edit a document all at once without having to just go line by line. You can basically edit 3 lines at once, or however many lines you pick. Okay, so now let's, I'm going to get an official count here just so I can show you. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoop, I screwed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Which you can see right here. Now, if I type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, I was able to do that without having to go to each line and type it in. By selecting all the lines, I was able to add that text all at once. So this will speed up a lot of updates and things that you're doing when you're using Sublime Text 3. So that's all I have for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. All right, welcome to section 3. In this video, we're going to download and install Mozilla Firefox. So let's go to the Start menu. I'm going to type in Chrome and load that up. And I'm going to type in Download Firefox. So one of the reasons why I'm going to be using this instead of Chrome is they have great web developer tools. So click on Download Firefox, and let's click on Download Now. And it's going to pop up right here. And I'm going to click that. It should pop up a window saying, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Yes. Okay, so that's going to load. So we got the Firefox installer. Give it a second here. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and when it's done, I will come back. Okay, we're back. So I just installed Firefox, and it's asking me if I want to use Firefox as my default web browser, and I do. So click Use Firefox as my default browser. Okay, it's going to open up this page right here. I'm going to click on this right here, web browser, and select Firefox. I'm going to close this out, and I want you to right-click on the Firefox icon and pin it to the taskbar. Close it out for me. Close out Chrome, and delete this icon here. And then let's click right here just so it opens, and double-click on it. Then I'm going to close it again and open it one more time. And now it'll open in full screen. Okay, so in the next video, we're going to go over the features of Firefox. I'll see you there. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to go over the features of Firefox. So let's open up Firefox. And the first thing I'm going to do is change the theme color. So I'm going to go over here to the upper right-hand corner, click on the Open menu, click on Customize, and at the bottom here, they have a little menu called Themes. I'm going to select Dark. All right. Now, you have the ability to customize this any way that you want. You can drag this up here. You can drag any of these up there and customize it any way that you want. For right now, I'm going to keep it bare bones so it's easy to work with. But later on, if you want to customize this to your heart's content, I encourage you to do so. So make sure you hit Done so that saves. And really the only thing I want to talk about in Firefox, as far as features are concerned, is if you right-click and click on Inspect Element, this is the tool that we're going to be using a lot in the web browser. So this is one of the primary reasons that I had you download Firefox, is Firefox will optimize your code and make it really easy to inspect your elements and be able to see what they're using, and if there's an error, you can check the console, which you're not really going to use that for HTML, but as you keep learning, when you learn JavaScript and other more dynamic languages, then you will definitely use this console right here. But for right now, we're just going to be in the inspector checking our code here, and this is a great way to inspect your code and see if it's easy to read, if it's written correctly, so on and so forth. So I'm going to close that out real quick, and I'll show you one more thing here. I'll right click and click on View Page Source. And what that's going to do is it's going to show me the source of this page, which is just a default page here. Now, if I went to, let's go to google.com real quick. Okay, I'm going to right click on that, and let's view their page source. Now you can see there's a bunch of jargon here that they have of basically JavaScript and a lot of functions that they wrote. But you can see right here, document type, HTML, and then they wrote a whole bunch of stuff. And you go all the way to the bottom, it's all scripts. Okay, so that's okay. But if I inspect this, it's going to show me more tags. So they have like a style here. They have a lot of styles on this page. So, and then the viewport, they have a lot of divs and so on and so forth that they're using here that really makes the page work. The interesting part here is the head tag, where they have a lot of the script and the style in here, and meta tags here to, meta tags are basically used for SEO, which is Google completely. Google is search engine optimization. So these are tags that we're going to be learning in the next couple courses. So I just wanted to show you that, so you get kind of a quick overview of some of the features available in Firefox, specific to the ones that we're actually going to be using. So with that in mind, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Welcome back. In this section, we're going to download and install MAMP. So let's head over to Firefox and go to google.com, and I'm going to type in download MAMP. So I'm going to click on Downloads, MAMP and MAMP Pro. And if you're using a Mac, click on this one right here. If you're using a PC like I am, click on MAMP and MAMP Pro 4.1. Click on that. It's going to save the file. And while it's downloading, I'm going to pause the video and return when it's done. All right, the download is completed. And now what I'm going to do is go to the upper right-hand corner here where the little down arrow is. And I'm going to double click on MAMP Pro 4.1.exe. Double click on that. And it's going to ask you for permission to install this on your machine. I'm going to say yes. And it's going to say install MAMP Pro in addition to MAMP. Yeah, you can if you want. We're going to be using MAMP. We're not going to use MAMP Pro, so I'm not going to install MAMP Pro. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to agree to the terms. Hit next. And it's going to save it on the C drive under the folder MAMP. So I'm going to hit next. Yes. I'm going to hit next. I'm not going to create a desktop icon. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to click install. I'm going to pause the video, and once this is done, then I will return. All right, I'm back. So MAMP is finally installed. So I'm going to click finish. I'm going to close out Firefox. And I want you to go to the start menu and type in MAMP. Okay, and click on MAMP right here. We're going to open that up just so you can see it in action. And let's click on the Open Web Start page. Okay, there we go. So MAMP is installed. And in the next video, we're going to go over the features for MAMP. So I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to go over the MAMP features. So the first thing I want you to do is click on type here to search, type in MAMP. Okay. I want you to open that up, right click on the icon and pin it to the taskbar. Okay. Then we're going to minimize this. So I want you to keep it open. Then we're going to go to type here to search again, and we're going to type in this PC. And I want you to click here because what I'm going to show you, if we go to the C drive and we click on MAMP and then we go to htdocs, this is where the magic happens. So we're going to put all our project files inside of here, and this will display on the MAMP version of the server. Okay, so if I go back one, I right click on this and let's send this to the desktop. So I'm going to click on send to desktop, create shortcut. We'll send it right there. Let's close this out. And now we have htdocs shortcut right there. So what I'm going to do is bring this down right here. Okay, so that way when we double click it, we just have to go right here and we can make all the folders and files we want. Okay, so that's the main feature that I want to talk about with MAMP. Now, there's other features I want to talk about. So if I bring MAMP back up, we are currently running the Apache server and the MySQL server. Okay, and if you click here and I turn off the server and I go to Firefox and I type in localhost, because this is our address for the local server. So if I type in localhost, it's going to take a second to load here, and it probably won't load because it's not turned on. So if we turn it on, so hit start servers, and then you'll get a green light and a green light. There you go. Now if I go back here and I refresh, now I have my servers online. So I have the server name, which is localhost, the document root, which is C drive, MAMP, htdocs, and then the files is index.php and mamppro logo.png. Okay, so I'm going to close that out for a second and we can minimize that. I'm going to double click on htdocs and you can see right here we have the index.php and the MAMP logo. So that's why it's displaying that, because it's pulling from the htdocs folder. So that's all the features that I have for MAMP. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Welcome back. In this section, we're going to download and install MAMP. So let's head over to Firefox and go to google.com. And I'm going to type in download MAMP. So I'm going to click on downloads, MAMP and MAMP Pro. And if you're using a Mac, click on this one right here. If you're using a PC like I am, click on MAMP and MAMP Pro 4.1. Click on that. It's going to save the file. And while it's downloading, I'm going to pause the video and return when it's done. All right, the download is completed. And now what I'm going to do is go to the upper right-hand corner here where the little down arrow is. And I'm going to double click on MAMP Pro 4.1.exe. Double click on that. And it's going to ask you for permission to install this on your machine. I'm going to say yes. And it's going to say install MAMP Pro in addition to MAMP. Yeah, you can if you want. We're going to be using MAMP. We're not going to use MAMP Pro, so I'm not going to install MAMP Pro. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to agree to the terms. Hit next. And it's going to save it on the C drive under the folder MAMP. So I'm going to hit next. Yes. I'm going to hit next. I'm not going to create a desktop icon. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to click install. I'm going to pause the video, and once this is done, then I will return. All right, I'm back. So MAMP is finally installed. So I'm going to click finish. I'm going to close out Firefox. And I want you to go to the start menu and type in MAMP. Okay, and click on MAMP right here. We're going to open that up just so you can see it in action. And let's click on the Open Web Start page. Okay, there we go. So MAMP is installed. And in the next video, we're going to go over the features for MAMP. So I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to go over the MAMP features. So the first thing I want you to do is click on type here to search, type in MAMP. Okay, I want you to open that up, right click on the icon, and pin it to the taskbar. Okay, then we're going to minimize this. So I want you to keep it open. Then we're going to go to type here to search again, and we're going to type in this PC. And I want you to click here because what I'm going to show you, if we go to the C drive and we click on MAMP and then we go to htdocs, this is where the magic happens. So we're going to put all our project files inside of here, and this will display on the MAMP version of the server. Okay, so if I go back one, I right click on this and let's send this to the desktop. So I'm going to click on send to desktop, create shortcut. We'll send it right there. Let's close this out. And now we have htdocs shortcut right there. So what I'm going to do is bring this down right here. Okay, so that way when we double click it, we just have to go right here and we can make all the folders and files we want. Okay, so that's the main feature that I want to talk about with MAMP. Now, there's other features I want to talk about. So if I bring MAMP back up, we are currently running the Apache server and the MySQL server. Okay, and if you click here, and I turn off the server and I go to Firefox and I type in localhost, because this is our address for the local server. So if I type in localhost, it's going to take a second to load here, and it probably won't load because it's not turned on. So if we turn it on, so hit start servers, and then you'll get a green light and a green light. There you go. Now if I go back here and I refresh, now I have my servers online. So I have the server name, which is localhost, the document root, which is C drive, MAMP, htdocs, and then the files is index.php and mampprologo.png. Okay, so I'm going to close that out for a second, and we can minimize that. I'm going to double click on htdocs, and you can see right here we have the index.php and the MAMP logo. So that's why it's displaying that, because it's pulling from the htdocs folder. So that's all the features that I have for MAMP. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. All right, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up project files. So let's double click on htdocs shortcuts. I'm going to right click, click on new folder. We're going to call this Learn-Advanced-HTML5. Okay, I'm going to close that out. Try that again. Click on Sublime. I'm going to click on Project, Add Folder to Project. I'm going to go to the C drive, or this computer first, and then the C drive. Click on MAMP, htdocs, Learn-Advanced-HTML5. There you go. So, in the next video, we're going to talk about layout tags in HTML5. Thanks for watching. I'll see you there. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about HTML5 layout tags. So let's right-click on the Learn-Advanced-HTML5 folder here. We're going to make a new folder. We're going to call this 01.html5 layout tags. Okay. And what I want you to do is right-click on that folder that we just made, and we're going to save this as index.html. Then we're going to type in HTML and hit tab, hit Control S to save, and we're going to go down to line 7 and return twice and tab in on line 8 and save. And the first tag we're going to talk about is the header tag. So I'm going to comment out all these tags. And make sure that you've watched my Learn Basic HTML5 course for free. That will show you kind of the basics to get started with HTML5 and HTML. So if you're completely lost right now, check that out so you know what's going on. So I'm going to do the header tag here. Okay. And inside of here, I'm going to put an H1. This is the header. Okay, I'm going to right-click, open in the browser. This is the header. So let's try that again. This is the header. So if I right click and inspect this, it's inside the header tag. So think of the header tag as kind of a div or a section element where it's a container where you can put multiple elements inside of it. So not only could we put we could put an H1 in there, but we could also put the next tag that we're going to use, which is the nav tag. So I'm going to put nav tag here, and I'm going to do nav, and I'm going to add one anchor. So that's me. There we go. And we'll do home. So if I right click and open in the browser, you can see now inside the header tag we have an H1 and the nav in there. And if we really wanted to get carried away, we could add another element in there, our next tag that we're going to learn, which is the article tag. Okay, so we'll do article, and let's do a paragraph. This is a paragraph for my article. Right click, open in the browser. There you go. Now what I want you to do is open a new tab up and type in lorem ipsum, and we're going to grab kind of a few lines here so we can kind of fill this up a little bit so you can really see it in action. So I'm going to right click and copy those two sections there, and we'll do it like this. I'm going to replace this and paste that in. Now what I want you to do is here we're going to type in H1, okay, and then I'm going to hit end, and I'm going to close this, and then this one I'm going to put a P tag there and go down and hit end, and then close that. Okay, and if I right click and open in the browser, this is still all inside the header, inside the article. Okay, so, and then let me add a paragraph to this one. Okay, and I'll hit end, right click, open in the browser, and there you go. So you can see that the header tag can hold multiple elements inside of it. So I think of it as a container. You know, it's mainly used for like content at the top of a page because it's called header, but you can use it for other things. So next we're going to learn the aside tag. So the aside tag, and we're going to keep this inside of the header tag, is similar to an article, but instead of it being like the size of the entire page, aside is more for the side of the page. In this instance, it's taking up the whole page because I don't have CSS, but if we were to draw a diagram out, you would have the article would be right here where it is, and then the aside would be over here. So this would actually be here, and it would be kind of like a quick menu to get to different blogs and that kind of thing. That's what an aside is used for mostly. You can use it for other things as well, but that's the main use of it. Then the other tag we're going to use and learn is main. So if you took my Learn Basic HTML5 course, I talked about divs, and div is really a main tag. Okay, so in HTML 4.01, everybody would use a div and then they give it an ID of container or something to that effect, and that's fine. That was fine at the time, but what happened is when they started to modernize the HTML and they came out with HTML5, they decided that instead of using a div for everything, why don't we just make a tag that makes it the main container, basically. And that's what main is. So main is a div, but it's just called main instead of div and then whatever your ID is. It just makes it easier for semantic code so that the layout is clean and simple and easy to understand. That's really the idea behind it. And so I'm going to show you another tag that we're going to use inside of the main tag or the main container. It's called section, and this is a tag section that we're going to be using in the project that we're going to do. We're going to build a 10-page website, and I'm going to paste that in there, and then let's copy this again and paste it there, and I'm going to give it a couple more paragraphs here just so you can see how the structure of it works. So I'm going to right click, open the browser, and you can see here it's all bunched together because we don't really have a break or anything. But if I inspect this, you can see here the main tag. And here, let me separate the window. There we go. That way you can really see what I'm doing. Okay, so if I hover over main, you can see right here where the blue line is here. We got this one and this one. So if I hover over this section, it's going to show that section or this section. And the way that I think about websites is like layers. When I went to school, I learned a lot about Photoshop and working in layers. And really, websites are a lot of layers thrown into one. You know, you have your main layer here, and then you have sections. And they've really simplified the tags, which I'm happy about because it makes it easier for me to teach you and also for you to understand what's going on. So that's a main tag and a section tag as well. All right, the final tag that we're going to learn in this section of the course is the footer. So let me return a couple more times here, and I'm going to type in footer. Okay, I'll tab in, and I'm going to put a P tag in here, and we'll put this is the footer tag. I'm going to right click, open in the browser, and let's see where that ends up. And it's right here. So you can see that this is real semantic. You have the header, you have a nav, you have an article, you have an aside, you have main, section, 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 and then footer. It really kind of simplifies building the structure of a HTML document or an HTML5 document as well. So I'm really ecstatic about how easy they've made it, once again, to really show you more advanced things in HTML5. So that's all I have for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about formatting tags. So what I want you to do is close out the index.html file, right click on Learn-Advanced-HTML5, click on New Folder. We're going to type in 02.html5 formatting tags. Okay, I'm going to right click on this, do New File, Control S, index.html, and we're going to save that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in HTML and hit Tab to autofill this. I'm going to return 2 times and go to line 8 and tab in. And then we're going to start typing out these new tags that I want to teach you. So the first one we're going to learn is details. So we're going to comment this out. So we'll do detail tag. Okay, and what I'm going to do is we're going to go details, and actually I'll call it the details tag. This is the details tag. Okay, I'm going to right click, open in the browser, and you can see this is quite cool because basically what you're doing is you're creating like a little blurb here, and then it drops down and it will, this is the details tag. So you're basically making like an area where you could put in, you know, details, right? The next one is the dialog tag. So the dialog tag is really used with an image. So what I'm going to do is we're going to type in dialog, and let me give this a capital D. There we go. Dialog tag. Okay, so we'll do dialog, and I'll close that. Okay, this is the Google logo. Okay, now what I'm going to do is right click open in the browser. Now you're not going to see anything here because if I inspect this, right now it's commented out, right? So what I want to do is I'm going to go to w3schools.com and show you why that's going on. So let's go to Learn-HTML. We're going to scroll down to, where are we at here? Okay, HTML5 intro. And let's go to new elements right here. So dialog defines a dialog box or window. So I'm gonna right click on that and open a new tab. And I'll show you what the idea of this is. Okay, so the whole point of a dialog is this is an open dialog window. So we didn't put open in there. I wanted to just show you that part. So if I minimize this for a second and I do this, put a space and I do open, I right click open in the browser. This is the Google logo. So it's a dialog box. So that's the dialog tag. Is that, okay? So instead of the Google logo, we're going to make this the dialog tag. Okay, so that's the dialog. It's kind of a cool thing. Next, we're going to do the figure tag. So I'm going to comment this out. Figure tag. And we're going to do figure. This is a figure for the Google logo. I'm going to right click open in the browser. Let's take a look. There it is right there. And let's go to google.com. I'm going to right click on the Google logo here, copy image location, close this out. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a main tag, right? And I'm going to put this below. Okay, and then I'm going to put an image here. So we're going to do image, whoop, and let me go back to Firefox and go to google.com again because it didn't copy it. Copy image location again. Sorry about that. And paste that in, right click open in the browser. And now you can see this is the figure for the Google logo. So these two are together. That's the idea. So what you're doing is you're basically writing out a blurb about an image or a logo that you have here. Okay. So next up, we have mark. So I'm going to do mark. This is the mark tag. I'm going to comment that out as well. So we have that. Okay. Let's right click open that in the browser. And you can see it's highlighted. So essentially what that does is anytime that you, let's say that you have something that you want to highlight, a list or whatever, you could put the mark tag inside of there, inside of the text that you want highlighted. So for example, if we wanted this right here highlighted, right? I'd put mark there, hit end, do that, right click open in the browser, and now when I click on details, it's highlighted. So that's the mark tag, all right? Next, we're going to talk about the meter tag, okay? And with this one, we're going to go to w3schools.com again, and I'm going to show you exactly what this is. So go to Learn-HTML, scroll down to HTML5 new elements, and we're going to go to meter. Defines a scalar measurement with a known range. So I'm going to right click and open that in a new tab. And what it does is you can display a gauge. So if I go off of this, their meter is value, the value equals 2, the minimum is 0, the max is 10. So if I copy this, so highlight that and copy it. And let's do both of these just so you can get a good idea of what this is and why you'd want to use it and all that. So this, we can delete that because that's not the right tag anyway. I wrote the wrong thing. So this right here, so let's comment this out. Meter tag. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is we're going to do meter. Okay, and I'm going to close that. And then here we're going to do value. And let's do 5 and do min 0. Max is still going to be 10. Okay, and then 5 out of 10. Okay, and then this one, so we'll put a break in there just like they did. And then I'm going to do meter value 0.5. We'll do 50%. And then close that. I'll delete this and put it up there. And then just return once. I'm going to right click, open that in the browser just so you can see it. And you can see here the meter. We're able to show the meter there. Now if I close this for a second, and let's do, for this one, let's do 90%, just so we can see how it fills, right? I have to do it here too. So let me open that in the browser. And now you can see it's almost full, right? So that's the meter tag. Next, we're going to do the progress tag. So let's do this, progress tag, okay? And we'll do progress. And we're going to do 50, max of 100. There you go. Right click, open the browser. And you can see it's the same thing. It's the same idea. However, this is moving. So this is just another way to use a gauge, basically. Okay. And next up, we're going to do, let's see, which one did I want to do? We're going to do RP, but before we do that, I want to go to W3 Schools again, and I want you to look at the definitions of these next tags that we're going to talk about. So let's go to the HTML5 new elements, okay, and we're going to do RP right here. So defines what to show in browsers that do not supply Ruby annotations, right? So, for example, these are different annotations. So we'll just use this example right here. So I'll just copy that and bring it over. And we're going to do RT. Actually, let's do a Ruby tag. So we'll do Ruby tag. Paste that in there. And we're also doing the RT and the RP tag, which all work together. So it's an interesting tag, one that I'm not really familiar with, honestly. So that's why I'm looking it up, because I want to learn something too. So the next one we're going to do is summary. So it defines a visible heading for details element. So this is a cool one because we used the details tag before. And so I want to grab all this and just copy this and paste it in there so that you can see kind of what it does. So we'll do summary tag. Okay, and paste it in there. Right click, open in the browser. And There you go. There's a summary right there. So that's the summary tag right there. So the summary tag works with the details tag, which is really cool. Then we're going to talk about the time tag real quick. So this one, let's take a look at this and see how it looks. We're going to do, so let's copy this right here. And then I want to update this. So let's close off Firefox. And so we'll comment this out. The time tag, okay. I have a date on, and the date today is 2019. It's 8/31. So if you're watching this on a different day, that's fine. You don't have to put 8/21. You can put whatever the date is or whatever date you want. I'm going to put 1300. And I'm going to open this in the browser. I have a date on Valentine's Day. And let's do, there you go. That's the time tag. All right. Now I have one more to do. So let's go back into Firefox and do W3 Schools again. We're going to go to Learn-HTML and then scroll down to New Elements. And we're going to do WBR, defines a possible line break. So this is a new kind of line break, because I'm used to using BR as break, but WBR is a new way of doing it. So word break opportunity. So it's, you just add this to where you want to break the text, basically. It's like a return on Microsoft Word, you know. So let's do that real quick. So we'll do the hold on a second. WBR tag. Okay, and so I'll do, let's do a paragraph tag. This is some text, and then do WBR. Close that, where I want to return. Okay, I'm going to right click open in the browser. And let's close that. Okay, that didn't work. Let me see why. Let's go back to Firefox real quick. W3 Schools, we'll go to Learn-HTML5. Well, Learn-HTML, sorry. And then HTML5 New Elements. And then we'll go down here and just look at this example just to see why it's not cooperating. Oh, there, that's why. Okay. So, I figured it out. There you go. So now it works. And if I just try this, and we'll look at this and just see what it's doing. In fact, let's just copy this right here. I'll copy that, and then we can close these out. And I'll paste this in here, just so you can see how it works. Because the idea of this is I just want you to learn how to use the tags. So, yep, that worked fine. All right, that's all I have for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about HTML5 media tags. And do one thing for me here real quick. Right-click on the HTML formatting tags and rename that for me, and add a 5 at the end of HTML. There we go. Now right-click on Learn-Advanced-HTML5, create a new folder, do 03.HTML5 media tags. Okay, and then right-click and then do new file, Control S, index.html, and type in HTML and hit tab and save that. Go down to line 7, return twice, go to line 8, tab in and save. Then go to Firefox for me, type in w3schools.com, and we're going to go over to Learn-HTML and all the way down to HTML media. Okay, so what is multimedia? Multimedia comes in many different formats. It can be almost anything you can hear or see. Examples: images, music, sound, videos, records, films, animations, and more. Okay, so in HTML5 media, you have different formats. So you have video formats and you have audio formats. So in video formats, the most commonly used is MPEG-4. Now, here they're talking about MPEG, AVI, WMV, which is Windows Media Video. QuickTime is a commonly used one. Real Video, Flash, OGG, WebM, and then MPEG-4. This is the most commonly used one, MPEG-4. Flash is not used as much. I learned that in college back in 2004. I'm dating myself here, but Flash I haven't used in years. QuickTime I used a lot. I still use QuickTime. WMV and AVI are more for your desktop than the web, really. AVI is uncompressed video. You can't really use it on the web. MPEG-4, however, is supported by HTML5 browsers and used by YouTube as well. So now audio formats, you have MIDI, Real Audio, WMA, which is Windows Media Audio, AAC, WAV, OGG, MP3, and MPEG-4. Okay, which is a video format but can also be used for audio. So this leads to automatic support for MPEG-4 audio by all browsers. So MPEG-4 again is kind of the standard here, but MP3 is commonly used as well. Both of those. Okay, so that's HTML5 media. And I say HTML5 because it was not really around when HTML was created, because until they created YouTube and all the social media platforms where people could upload files, there wasn't really a need to be able to do that. All right. So let's do the audio tag first. So I'm going to do a left bracket. I'm going to comment this out. So we're going to do audio tag. And then we'll do audio. Just like that. And we're going to head over to W3 Schools so I can show you exactly how you're supposed to write this out. So we'll go to Learn HTML. Go down to HTML Media. We're going to do HTML Audio. And if you look right here, let's click on Try It For Yourself. This is going to be a horse. So what I want you to do is grab the right click on this player right here and copy audio location. Okay, and then open a new tab and paste and go. So now you have the source right here. Okay, so let's copy all this right here. Right click and copy that. Minimize this for a second. And then replace this. And let's tab this in. There we go. And then what I want to do is I want to go back to Firefox. Go here. I'm going to right click and copy this. And where they have horse.ogg, let's grab that one and paste it in here. And I'm going to right click, open in the browser. And that's the audio tag. So let me minimize this for a second so I can show you exactly what we just did. So we declared that it's an audio tag with audio and then gave it controls. You could see the controls. Then the source, we used HTTPS w3schools.com/html horse.ogg, and then we wrote in the type audio ogg. Now, this file right here is not going to work because we don't have the source. So if I got rid of this, the source is not going to work. So let's get rid of the MPEG source. And really that's just a backup. So if the file doesn't load, you have another file loading. Okay. So that's the audio tag. Now, go back to Firefox and let's look at the video tag now. So go to HTML video and click on try it yourself. And you can see here they have a little video here. Now we're going to do the same thing. So close these out and then right click on the player, copy video location, open up a new tab, paste it in here and go. Okay, so now we have the video here. And what I want you to do is the same thing. So we're going to right click and copy this. And let's do the same thing here. So I'm going to do video tag. Okay, and then I'm going to tab these in. And then what we're going to do is go back to Firefox, and I'm going to grab the MPEG-4 right here and copy this. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me right click and copy this again. Paste it here just so I know it's the right one. Yep, it is. All right, I'm going to right click and copy that. Go back to the video here, or to the Sublime Text 3, sorry. And then I'm going to delete this right here. Now we did the same thing, but this time we gave it a width of 400. And then we added the controls. And then we gave it a source. We used the source tag again. And the whole idea of the source tag is just to declare the location of the video. So I'm going to right click and open that in the browser. And that's the nice thing about the controls property, is you can save a snapshot, save the video, copy the video location, view the video. Let me minimize this for a second. I'm going to right click and open this one in the browser again. And then I'm going to drag this tab down so it's a new window. Let's go back to Sublime and let's put a break in here. I'm going to put two of them in there. I'm going to right click, open the browser now. And now we have it separated a little more. When you right click, and there's a couple options here. You got play, mute, play speed, loop, hide controls, full screen, view video, copy video location, save video as, save snapshot as, and then email video. So if I click here, it'll take me full screen. So it's really cool to be able to add video on your pages. Okay, let me minimize that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the track tag and the embed tag. So let's go back to W3 Schools here, and I'm going to close this page out. So let's go back and take a look. I'm going to minimize these, and let's go to, I wanted to show you track first. So let's go to audio again. So with audio, you got source and audio. Okay. Same with video. I believe it's video and then source. I just want to make sure that I cover them all. There's track. Okay, so track defines text tracks and media players. So let's click on that. And I'm going to copy all this. And let's minimize it. And let's do, we'll call this the track tag. I'm going to paste it in there. And then I'm going to tab in. I'm going to right click open in the browser here. Now I didn't find the video, so let's fix that first. So I'm going to grab this source right here, and we'll put it in here. And I'm going to return after controls right there. And let's just tab that in so it looks nice. There we go. Right click, open in the browser. And you can see we got closed caption, you know. And you can put it in English, you can put it in Norwegian. Okay. So that's a track. So the track is a subtitle. So if I play this, let's right click and open in the browser. Now there's nothing on the file because I don't have the source. But if I do this, if I go to, yeah, it doesn't work. Okay, that's fine. Let me minimize that. Open in the browser. Now, if there was an actual file there, then when you turn this on, it would show text right here. But this is a way to get the closed captioning working, if you actually have the closed captioning file, which I don't have, which is okay. So I'm going to close these out, and I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to add a couple breaks to this so that it's spread out. But it's a good thing to learn because you're going to be using this down the road. So I'm going to close that, and let's close that, and then we'll go to we're going to talk about the embed tag. So let's go to plugins. Let's see here, that's object, embed right here. So embed element is supported by all major browsers. And let's try it out here. So you can embed a web page. You can embed JPEG. You can embed a Swift file or a Flash file. So if I click on that and allow, that's the file. And I can't get that file because I don't know the location. But let's use this example here. I'm going to copy that and paste it in here just so we can have a reference. So let's call this the embed tag. No, it's not going to show up because we don't have the actual file, which is okay. We could actually embed the video. Let's do that since I have a link. So let's grab this one here. And then let's put a break in there so we can actually see it. I'm going to right click, open in the browser. And I don't get anything. Okay. Let me see. Well, let's do this then. We'll go to google.com. Right click on the logo. Save, copy image location. And we'll embed that. So let's grab right here and paste it in there. Right click, open in the browser. And now you can see the Google logo has been embedded. So that's how you use the embed tool. So that's HTML media. And there's one more thing I want to show you. That's HTML YouTube. So with YouTube, you're going to use an iframe. And let's look at these just as an example. So iframe, and then you give it a width and a height, and then the youtube.com, and then embed, and then the name of it with an iframe. So let's do that. Let me put embed YouTube video. I'm going to right click, open in the browser, and there's the YouTube video. And if I minimize that for a second and add a break to it, okay, let me go right here. Okay, I'll right click, open in the browser, and there it is right there. And you can give it different sizes and whatnot, but that's important to know because if you're using YouTube instead of the HTML5 player, then you know where to put it. So that's HTML media, and it's an important part of HTML5 because this is really one of the main points that they emphasized when they started adding tags and updating HTML5 is to give you the ability as a developer to add video and audio and embed YouTube videos and other videos using HTML5. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Welcome to section 6. In this video, I'm going to show you how to download the project files. So, go to Firefox and type in learntechplus.com/learn-advanced-HTML5. Now, if you click on the 04.projectfiles.zip, that's the project files. We're going to save that file right here. I'm going to hit OK. It's going to download right here. I'll click on the little folder icon right there. And I'll bring this over so you can see it. I'm going to right click on that and copy. Then I'm going to close this window out, close out Firefox. I'm going to go into htdocs, Learn-Advanced-HTML5. I'm going to right click, click New Folder, 04 Project Files. Actually, let's just do Project. I'm going to paste in the zip folder right here. We're going to extract this here. And I'm going to grab both of these, right click and copy. Go back to Project, paste, and then I'm going to delete these two. Just like that. I'll close this out. We'll head over to Sublime and just check out the files here. So here you can see in the starter files I have CSS and images. In the finished files I have all the pages we're going to build and the CSS and the images. So we're going to build quite a few pages here for the final project. I think you're really going to enjoy it. And I'll see you in the next video where we're going to go over the final project. I'll see you there. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to go over the final project. I'm going to show you what we're going to build and how cool it looks. So if I go to the index file in the finished files folder, I'm going to right click and open in the browser so you can see the final project. So this is the home page. So we have an image section, a course featured section, about LearnTech Plus, LearnTech section, and then the footer. And if you go to tech support, I have 3 options there: courses, premium plus, LearnTech, and then contact. So we're going to build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. Now the CSS is already done for you. Along with the images, we're just going to use what I have. We're just going to build the structure for this. Okay. So with that in mind, I'll see you in the next video where we're going to build the home page. I'll see you there. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to build the home page of the project that we're going to be building. So let's go to the starter files section, right click, do new file. I'm going to hit Control S, type in index.html, and I'm going to type out HTML and then hit Tab to autofill this. And the first thing I want to do is I want to give it a title. So we're going to do LearnTech Plus, hit space, hold Shift, and hit the key to the left of the delete button. That'll make like a little pipe, and then space, and we're going to do home. Okay. The other thing I want to do is give a little space in here, so hit end, and then return there. And I'm going to return a couple more times and go up to line 7 and tab in. I want to add the CSS right away. So we're going to do link, and we're going to link to CSS/normalize.css. Now what this does is it will pull everything up to the upper left-hand corner. So let's just do this. Normalize CSS. And I want to add start to this. Start normalize CSS. Then we're going to do start custom CSS. There we go. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. So we'll do link, and we'll do CSS, and then main. Oh no, home, my bad. Home.css. Then the last one we're going to do global. So And then we'll do the same thing. And we'll do CSS slash global.css. Okay, so now we have the CSS set up. Now in the body, what I want to do is we're going to return a couple times. Go to line 19 and tab in, please. And then let's do start header. And I'm going to make a header tag here. I'm going to return 3 times. There we go. And I'm going to add an image. So this is going to be the logo image. Okay, so we're going to do image ID, ID logo src, and it's going to be img/logo.png. Okay, and then I'm going to return, and let's do start nav. I'll do a navigation, and I'm going to do right there, I'm going to do an anchor href, and we're going to do index.html. We'll type in home and then do that, and then the same thing here. So we're going to do anchor href tech support.html tech support, and then close that. Then we're going to do another anchor, and this is going to be courses.html, and we'll type in courses, and then I'm going to close that, and then we'll do what's the next one? Premium Plus. There we go. .html. Premium Plus. There we go. And then I'll do another one, and we're going to do learn-tech.html, and then we'll do learn-tech. Close that out, and then the last one is going to be contact. So contact.html, contact, and then I'll close that out, just like that. Then I'm going to hit delete until we line that up right here. And then I'm going to copy this right here, and we're going to end the header right here, end header, and I'm also going to do that for the navigation. And the reason why I'm doing that is it just makes it easier to find things. So when we're going to make the next page, we're going to copy this entire section right here. So I want to make it really easy to find everything. Because what I find when you don't organize stuff, it's hard to follow along, you know, when everything's bunched together and you're trying to figure out, okay, well, what am I copying? I've had that problem myself. When I was learning, I had that problem. So I want to make it easy on you, is what I'm trying to do. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add the image section, or the slideshow section. So we're going to do start image section. Okay, and then we're going to add a section with an ID of slideshow. Then close that out, return a couple times, tab in on line 42, and then we're going to do section ID content. Okay, and then we'll tab in. I'm going to do an H1, and we'll do premium plus. Then we're going to do an H3, start learning and improve your skills. Then I'm going to do a paragraph tag, and we'll do sign up today for our free 1-month trial to our entire course library. And then I'm going to make a button. Learn more. Now if I right click and open in the browser, we got a navigation, very nice. And I have this, and the text is right here, but I need to add the image. So let's close that out. And one thing that I'm going to add below this section right here is an image. So we're going to do image ID slide, and we're going to give it the source of image background.jpg. Okay, I'll right click open that in the browser, and now you see we have a background image. So it looks very nice. That's a great starting point. Okay, so I'll close that, and we're going to end the image section right here. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to tab in, and let's go down to line 59. And now we're going to build the courses section. So let's start another section. So start courses section, and I'm going to make another section tag with the ID of courses. Close that for me. Tab in on line 62, and we're going to do center, and then an H1, and we're going to do our featured courses. If I return, then we're going to do a div with a class of course. Okay, and I'm going to close that out. Tab in, and we'll do an image, and we're going to do image slash course dash 01.jpg. Okay, and then I'm going to return and do center, and we're going to do H2 HTML5 for beginners, and then we're going to do another center and an H6, and we're going to do this course was designed for students starting out in front-end web development, wanting to learn HTML5 to get started. ... Okay, and then below that, I'm going to do center, and then we're going to do button, and we're going to do learn more. I'm going to right click open that in the browser just so you can see it, and our featured course, and then we have it right here. Beautiful. Now what we're going to do is we're going to copy from this div down to this div. I'm going to return twice and paste that in. We're going to call this course 2, course 02, CSS3 for beginners. Okay, and I'm going to right click and copy that and paste it here. Then I want to copy this whole div right here, and I'm going to call this course 3, course dash 03, and then JavaScript instead of CSS. Whoop. There we go. And then I'll copy that and put it here, paste that. I'm going to right click open in the browser, and now we should have all three. And that's the end of the courses section. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we're going to grab this right here, and I'm going to bring it down to the bottom here, and we're going to end the courses section. Okay, and then next what we're going to do is we're going to build the about section. So what I want to do is we're going to do start about section, and then let's do section ID about, close that, go to 106 here, and I'm going to do div class about, close that, and we'll do H1 about learn tech plus. Right click open in the browser just so you can see what it looks like, and there it is. Okay, now again, all this stuff that's styling, it's doing that because we already implemented the CSS into the file, which is okay. Now next what I want to do is make another div with a class of students, and then we're going to close this. And I'm going to do an H3 with students, and then an H1, 82,000. There we go. Now let's copy this, and I'm going to do reviews for the class. Let's change the words to reviews. And then we're going to do, let's just do 1100. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing, copy this again, paste it here, and instead of reviews, we're going to do courses, and we're going to do 10. There we go. And then we'll do courses. Okay, and then I'll copy this again. And we'll do content, hours of content, and we're going to do 20. Right click open in the browser just so you can see it. And now we have About LearnTech Plus. So we got students, reviews, courses, and hours of content. Very good. And we're going to end the About section. Okay. And we are almost done with the home page. So we got a couple more sections to do. One more section, and then all right, now we're going to build the, let's see what section we're in here. The Learn Tech section. So we're going to do, first we're going to comment this out. Start Learn Tech section, close that out. And then we're going to do section with an ID of Learn Tech. Okay, we'll close that. Turn a couple times, go to 150. I'm going to do center, and then an H1. Sometimes this doesn't autofill. There we go. And I'm going to give this a class of H1LT for H1 and then LearnTech. And I'll put LearnTech, save that. And then we're going to make another div with a class of LearnTech now. Okay, and I'll save that, turn a couple times, and I'm going to do an image with a source of image LearnTech now.jpg. Then I'm going to do center, H2, LearnTech now, and then I'm going to do an H6, kind of like what we did in the previous section, or 2 sections ago. Daily video series covering tech topics. There we go. And then I'm going to do a button, so we'll do center and then button, watch now. Okay, right click open in the browser just so I can show you what that looks like. And then we're just going to okay. Now let me okay. So I checked this out just to see what was going on. So if you go to the bottom right here and you right click on this and inspect, and I bring over the inspector, I noticed something. I didn't spell LearnTech correctly. I typed in L-E-A-R Tech now. So that's why this didn't work. So let's close this out. We're going to go right here and we're going to add the N in there. Now when we right click and open in the browser, really, let me just see something. I'm going to go down here. Okay, let me just see. So let's close that out. I misspelled on both of them. So Now let's open in the browser after I fixed it. There you go. So now we have Learn Tech Now, and then daily video series covering tech topics. Watch now. Now what we're going to do is, now that I have everything spelled correctly, we're going to grab the div and paste this below. We're going to change this to Learn Tech, podcast. And the image is going to be Learn Tech Podcast and Learn Tech Podcast. And it'll be daily podcast series. And then listen now instead of watch now. Okay, and then I'll copy this one last time. And with this one, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be Learn Tech Blog. Okay, and then the image is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be Tech Tips Blog. And then Learn Tech, we'll keep it at Learn Tech Blog. And then Daily Blog. That's not what I wanted to do. Let me just see here. There we go. And then read now. So if I right click open this in the browser and I scroll down, I have Learn Tech, Now, Podcast, and Blog, Watch, Listen, and Read. And the final section we're going to build is the footer. So before we do that, let's end the Learn Tech section by commenting that out. Okay, so let's do end Learn Tech. There we go. And then the final section we're going to build is the footer. So we're going to do start footer, and then I'm going to do footer, return a couple times, tab in on line 194. I'm going to add an image with an ID of logo, and then a source of image logo.png. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to go into the finished files here and go to index.html and scroll all the way to the bottom. And I want you to just copy this p tag right here. Right click, hit copy. Then you can close that out. And I'm going to paste it in right here. Right click, open in the browser. And when I scroll to the bottom, there you go. We have a logo, copyright to 2019, all rights reserved, Learn Tech Plus. So there you go. That's the home page. So I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to build the tech support page. So let's go to the starter files here. I'm going to minimize these real quick. Right click on starter files, do new file, Control S. We're going to type in tech support.html. Okay, then we're going to type in HTML, hit tab. I want you to add spaces above and below the title tag here real quick. Okay, we're going to go to the index page, and what I want you to do is grab from the doc type down to the head tag, and we're going to replace all of that. Paste that in, and we're going to call this tech support. And instead of home.css, we're going to do, I believe it's tech support. Let me see. Yep, tech support.css. Okay. And then what I want to do is from the body down to the header, I want to copy this. Let's see here. So I'm going to right click and copy. And I'm going to paste this in here. Okay, right click open in the browser. And now we have our navigation. So we got home. So if I go home, it takes us to the home page. If I go to tech support, it goes there. These pages don't exist. So it's going to be a broken link. But these two are working, so that's good. All right, so now that we got that set up, we can close this out. And we can start building. So we're going to build the section. So we're going to start tech support section. Okay, and then I'm going to build a section with an ID of tech support. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to build this out. So we're going to do a center tag, an H1 tag, and we're going to do tech support. Okay, we'll hit end, return, make a div with a class of computer support. And then we're going to close that div. Return tab into line 46. And I'm going to add an image with an ID of computer. And then source is going to be image-course-01.jpg. And then below that, I'm going to do div class text.
Hey, it's not working.
All right, so I was building the div with the class of text. So we're going to put H1 computer support. Then I'm going to do a paragraph tag. This is some text about computer support.
Awkward.
And then I'm going to add a button. And we're going to do book appointment. Okay. Okay, so let's right click open in the browser. And you can see here we have tech support and then computer support. I'm using the generic image that I used in the home page. That's fine for this project. I just want to show you how to input images into the web page. So I'm going to close this out. I'm going to copy the div class of computer support. And then we're going to copy this. I'm going to return twice. And I'm going to change it to computer support 2.
Daddy.
Okay, so I changed this to computer support 2. We're going to change the image ID to computer 2 and then course 2 instead of 1. Actually, we'll keep it the same. Yeah, let's keep it the same. I'm going to change this to text 2 and we're going to call this printer support. And we'll change this to printer support. I'm going to right click open in the browser. And let's take a look and see what I did here because it didn't render correctly. Okay, I want you to do one thing here for me. Go to the finished files, go to tech support, and scroll down to the computer support 2, right click and copy that, and then paste it in here. And let's see if that does it. Sometimes what happens is I'll write out everything that I did before, and that doesn't render correctly. And this is a bug that's in Sublime, so that's okay. We'll just grab the source and then paste it in there, and that works. So I'm going to right click, open that in the browser so we can test it again. Yep, and that works. So we got printer support, some text about computer support. I'm going to change it to printer. So let's change that to printer. Now I'm going to try this again for the third service. So we're going to do computer support 3, computer 3, text 3. And it's going to be smart device support. So when I right click and open in the browser, there it is. Now it goofed up this one again, which I don't know why it's doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the finished files. And I'm just going to copy both of those because I want to show you what it's supposed to look like when it renders correctly. So let's go here and I'm going to paste this in there. Right click, open to the browser. And everything works fine now. So, like I said, that's a bug that's in Sublime Text. Sometimes where it doesn't render correctly, even though I type in the same exact line. So it's nothing to be worried about. Just It's just a bug. So I'm going to copy start tech support, and we're going to end that section. Okay, and then below this, we're going to do the footer. So we're going to do footer with an ID of tech support, and I'm going to add that. And I'll go to line 93, and I'm going to do image, ID, logo, and then image, well, source, image, logo.png. And then for this part, save that for me. For this part, I want you to go to the tech support, final, finish files, and then just grab this right here. That way you're not writing it out. Alright, so now if I right-click and open in the browser, we can take a look at this. And I scroll down, we got the footer there, and then the 3 tech support services I offer: computer support, printer support, and smart device support. And again, these images aren't the ones that I'm going to be using on the final website, but I just put them there because I want to show you how to build the structure more than the content. So that's the most important part of this project. So with that in mind, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to build out the courses page. So let's go into Sublime Text, where I'm already at here. I'm going to hit Control N, Control S, and we're going to go to Project, Starter Files, and we're going to create the file name of courses.html. Okay, then I'm going to type in HTML and hit Tab. And what I'm going to do is go to the tech support page, and we're going to grab from doc type down to the header and paste that in. Okay, so let's change this to courses, and we're going to change the CSS to courses.css. Okay, and then I'm going to right-click open in the browser, and if I click on, we're on the courses page, but if I click on tech support, it takes us to tech support. If I click on home, it takes us home. If I click on courses, it takes us back to courses. Okay, so I'll close that out. And now what we're going to do is right below the header is we're going to add a section called courses. So we're going to start that section. So start courses section. And I'm going to create a section with an ID of courses. We're going to close that out. I'm going to tab in on line 42, and I'm going to do center H1 our courses. Hit end and then return twice, and we're going to make a div with a class of course. Close that div. Return a few times, tab in, and then I'm going to do image src image dash slash, I should say, course dash 01.jpg, and then we're going to do center h2 HTML5 for beginners. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is return twice. We're going to do center H6. This course was designed for students starting out in front-end web development, wanting to learn HTML5 to get started. ... Okay, and then we're going to return twice. We're going to do center, then we'll do button, learn more. Right click open in the browser, and you should see HTML5 for beginners with that, and then learn more. So now what we're going to do is we're going to copy what we just built here. This right here, the class with the course on it, and we're going to call this course 2 course-02 and then CSS3 for beginners. And I'll Control C to copy that and paste it here. And then I'm going to copy this again, and I'm going to paste it right below. And we're going to change this to 3. Same with the image, we're going to change it to 03. And this is going to be JavaScript for beginners. Okay, copy that, right click, copy, paste it here, right click, open in the browser. And you can see now our courses, we have HTML5, CSS3, and then JavaScript. So learn more, learn more, learn more. Okay, and then the final thing to do here is to close out this section. So we're going to end the section. End courses section, hit end, then return, and we're going to start the footer now. So start footer. And we're going to type in footer, tab in on 86, image ID, logo, src, and then we're going to do image logo.png. And I'm going to go to the tech support page where we just were in the previous video, and I'm going to copy the p tag, close that out, paste it right here, right click, open in the browser, and now we've built out the courses page. So we have HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript for beginners with learn more, and then we have the footer right here. And if we wanted to take it a step further, which we're not going to do in this instance, but if we did, we could build an HTML5 page, a CSS3 page, and a JavaScript page, clicking here, and then that would take you to another page. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to build the Premiere Plus page. So the first thing I want you to do is right-click on the Starter Files folder, create new file, Control S, type in Premium Plus.html. Then we're going to type in HTML and hit Tab. I want you to go to Courses, and we're going to highlight from End Header all the way to the top of the page, right-click, and copy. So we're going to pull from the body up to doc type and hit Control V. And then we're going to rename this Premium Plus. And then we're going to save that. Now I want to pull the CSS file that was included with the project. So we're going to change courses.css to Premium Plus.css. Let's right click, open in the browser. There you can see that the navigation is styled and it's working. So now what I want you to do is below the header, we're going to build a section. Give it an ID of Premium Plus. Close that section. Okay, and I'm going to go up to line 41 and tab in. And in this area, we're going to do a center tag with an H1 tag, Premium Plus. Then after that, I'm going to make a div, give it a class of monthly, close that div, and then inside the div, I want to add some content. So we're going to do H2 monthly plan. Okay, and then I'm going to do a UL, and then an LI, so 1 month of access. Okay, then another LI. Access our library. New courses weekly. I want to do 18 plus hours of video. And the last LI is going to be $30 a month. monthly payment. Okay, now let's right click open the browser and take a look at this and see how it looks. There you go. So we have Premium Plus, and then the monthly plan is right here. And we're going to do 2 more and then the footer. And that will complete the build for this page. So let's go back, and I'm going to copy the div class monthly, and I'm going to paste this below the monthly div. Okay, so we'll change that to annual, and then we'll change this to annual plan, and then I'm going to change some of the information. So instead of 1 month, it's 1 year of access. We'll do annual payment of, let's just say, $300. Right click open in the browser just to take a look, and there you go. Beautiful. Then we're going to add the final div, which is lifetime access or lifetime plan. So we're going to name the div lifetime and then do lifetime plan. And then we'll do lifetime access, and we'll do $900 one-time payment. Now, one thing I forgot in each of these areas was a button, so I'm going to make the button here, and then we'll just paste it up above. So we're going to do button, sign up. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste it right below each UL and each div. So there we go. Right click, open in the browser, and you can see we have the monthly plan, the annual plan, and the lifetime plan, all with different options and all with kind of the key features of each. Okay. Now what I want to do is build out the header. Actually, I don't want to build out the header. I want to build out the footer. So we're going to go below the section tag, and we're going to type in footer. Return a couple times and tab in on line 95. Then I'm going to do image ID logo, src image logo.png. Then I'm going to go to the courses page that's still open. We're going to go down to the bottom and grab the p tag inside the footer to finish this out. So I'm going to return twice, paste right there, right click, open in the browser, and now you've completed the Premium Plus page. Alright, welcome back. So in this video we're going to build out the LearnTech page. So let's go to the starter files folder, right click, do new file, Control S, and we're going to type in learntech.html. Then I'm going to type in HTML and hit tab to autofill. I'm going to go to Premium Plus, the page we previously built in the other video. I'm going to start at the end of the header and drag up and right click and copy. And then what I'm going to do is grab from the body tag up to the top and paste in, and I'm going to change this to LearnTech. Then we're going to change the CSS file as well. So you can see here I have learntech.css. So we're going to do that right here, LearnTech. There you go. And then what we're going to do is below the header, we're going to open up a section tag with an ID of LearnTech. And let's close that. Return a couple times and tab in on line 41, and then Control S to save. Then what I want you to do is type in center, H1, give it a class of H1LT, which is H1 LearnTech, right? Then I'm going to type in LearnTech. We're going to save that. I'm going to return, and we're going to do a div with a class of LearnTech now. We'll close that div and return. And then I'm going to add an image with a source, img learn-tech-now.jpg, which I got from right here, right there. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to do center, then an H1, learn tech now. We're going to do another center tag, and we're going to do H6, daily video series covering tech topics. Okay, then we're going to make a watch now button. So we'll do center button watch now. Right click open in the browser for me. And now you can see we got Learn Tech Now, daily video series covering tech topics. Watch now. So this is going to be the format for the other two sections as well. So we're going to copy the div class with Learn Tech Now. So I'm going to hit copy, I'm going to return twice, and I'm going to give this one Learn Tech Podcast for a class name, and then the same with the JPEG will be podcast. Okay, so I added Learn Tech Podcast to the JPEG. Now we're going to do that with Learn Tech Now. So I'll change this to podcast, and then daily podcast series, and listen now. Then what we're going to do is we're going to copy this div right here. Actually, the whole thing. There we go. I'm going to right click and copy, and I'm going to return, paste it there, and we'll do Learn Tech blog. Now the image, I'm going to put Tech Tips blog because that's what I put, which is fine. We're going to do Learn Tech blog instead of Tech Tips. I like that better. Daily blog covering tech tips, and then read now. I'm going to right click open in the browser, and you can see we have Learn Tech. So we got Learn Tech Now, Learn Tech Podcast, Learn Tech blog. Listen, read, and watch. So it's pretty straightforward. Now we're going to build out the footer. So what I want you to do is type out footer, type out the footer tag, return a couple times. We're going to do the image ID logo with the src or source of image/logo.png. Logon, I don't think that's going to work. There we go. Then I'm going to do, let's save this. I'm going to go to Premium Plus here, .html. I'm going to copy this right here. Right click and copy that. Then I'm going to bring it back and paste that in. And if I right click and open in the browser, we have now built the Learn Tech page. So it looks very good. And my footer looks a little bit off. So we're going to inspect this real quick. Let me put this, I'm going to attach this to the bottom. I'm going to scroll down here and just see what's going on. So let me inspect this. Okay, I'll close that. Let's try it again. Not sure why it was doing that. That's different. Okay. There we go. So what I did is I adjusted the height. We're not doing CSS in this course, so if the CSS is kind of jacked, that's okay, because I have other videos that I'm going to be talking specifically about CSS. So not to worry about that. All right, so thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to build out the contact page. So the first thing I want you to do is right-click on the Starter Files folder, do New File, hit Control-S, type in contact.html, and we're going to type in HTML and hit Tab. Then I'm going to go to the LearnTech or LearnTech.html. We're going to fix this in the next video. So let me go to the end header here. I'm going to right click from the end header to doc type, and I want you to paste that in here. We're going to change this to contact. We're also going to change the CSS file to contact. Okay, and then what we're going to do is go past the header here, and we're going to type in center tag and h1 tag, type in contact, and I want to give this h1 a class of h1lt. Okay, and then we're going to return, and we're going to add the form tag, and inside of here, let's return a couple times and tab it on line 43, and we're going to type in first name, and then a break. Then I'm going to do input, type is going to be text, name is going to be first name, value will be 0 at this point. Then I'm going to do a break, then we're going to do last name, and then a break, and then we're going to do input, type is going to be text, name is going to be last name, value is going to be nothing. Okay, and then we're going to do break, then we're going to do email, colon, and then a break. Then we're going to do input, type equals text, name equals email, value equals nothing. And then we're going to do 2 breaks, and then we're going to do text area. Okay, and I'm going to do name equals message, and rows is going to be 10, and columns is going to be 30. We're going to close that, and right below that I'm going to do 2 breaks. Keep that nicely formatted, and then we'll do input, and type is going to be submit, and then value will be submit. Okay, and that will just about wrap that part up. I'm going to right click, open in the browser, and now you're going to see we have a form right here. So we have the first name, last name, email, and then where your message is, and then submit button. So I'll close that out. Let's go to LearnTech, and let's highlight and select the footer. I'm going to right click and hit copy, and then below this I'm going to return twice and paste that in. Right click, open in the browser, and we should have our footer, which we do. So that's the contact page. Now in the next video we're going to fix LearnTech to LearnTech because I misspelled the name. It's working, but I want it to be LearnTech. So I'll see you in the next video where we're going to fix that. Thanks for watching. All right, welcome back to the conclusion of the project. We need to make one minor adjustment. I noticed in the last video that when I opened up the contact page and right-clicked and opened in the browser, that when I clicked on LearnTech, I labeled it wrong, LearnTech. So what I want you to do is close this out, and we're going to go to each page, and I'm going to make the correction. So let's start with the home page first. So the home page, we're going to change LearnTech to LearnTech. Then we're going to do tech support, make that LearnTech. And then we're going to do courses. Okay, so we'll make that LearnTech. Then we're going to do Premium Plus. That will be LearnTech. Then we're going to do LearnTech, which I named LearnTech. So let's fix the link first. Then we're going to change the name of the file. So I'm going to right click and rename this LearnTech. Okay, and then contact. We'll change that to LearnTech. Control S to save, and then I'm going to hit Control W on all these except for the home page to close them all. I'm going to right click, open in the browser, and I want to test the website to make sure everything is working the way it should be. So when I hover over this one that's index, So this is tech support, courses, premium plus, learn tech, contact. When I go to contact and then learn tech, it works. When I go to premium plus and then learn tech, it works. When I go to courses and learn tech, it works fine. Tech support and then learn tech, and then home and learn tech. Okay, looks very good. Now, I did notice too that this right here, the styling of this footer is off, and I have a course called Learn Basic CSS 3 that will cover that exact topic. Let's just go through each page real quick and see if there's any other errors. I don't see any. That looks good. Tech support, that footer's good. Courses, that looks good. Premium plus, that looks good. Learn tech, okay, that's the only one that has that error. And then contact. So what we can do, and we'll just do this quick. Let's close out of the browser here, and we're going to go to learntech.css. Okay, and I'm going to scroll down to the footer, and the position is 900 pixels. So let's make this 1200. Hit Control S to save that, close that out, close out this one, go to learntech.html, and let's do open in the browser, and let's take a look at that. Yeah, that's better. That way it gives it a little more spacing and it looks like it's supposed to. So with that, thanks for watching and thanks for doing the project with me. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.